Purdy on Sunday against the Eagles, another fourth quarter comeback in the playoffs for Brock Purdy. Colin, wouldn't you know it? He is now 5-1 in his career in the playoffs.
Yes.
Colin, that's more wins than Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton in the postseason. I know Cam Newton's not going to take that well. Also, his 5 wins tie Jared Goff, Rivers, and Burrow.
Yeah.
He's third all-time, in 49ers playoff history in terms of wins. Go ahead.
The one thing I'll say about Purdy, whereas Lamar Jackson, there are times he visually looks tight in the playoffs. I feel like Brock Purdy week 2, Brock Purdy week 11, Brock Purdy playoffs, I get the same guy. He's not affected by the scenario. Like I always feel with Brock Purdy, he's always been a guy that's going to let it rip. He's going to have some ugly picks. They all stick to Darnold. They don't stick to Purdy because Purdy's had more playoff success. But Brock will let it rip. He's not a guy. One of my favorite qualities, in fact, my favorite quality, I've told this story about Andrew Luck when he was at Stanford. I went to the Coliseum. I'm sitting there, pretty good seats. USC's in a shootout with Andrew Luck and Stanford. And Luck is unbelievable. And then he throws a pick six. It is an awful pick six to get the Trojans back into it.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he smiles. He puts his hand on his helmet. He's like, oh, stupid. Goes out. He's slinging the ball down the field. A huge part of Brock Purdy's success is he's not affected. I never watch Purdy and think, oh, he's tight. He just, it could be good parenting. It could be confidence, whatever it is. The kid likes to let it rip. That's one of the Darnold quotes. Darnold's always like, hey, man, you do your prep, you let it rip. And that's what I totally respect about Brock.
So it's interesting. A lot of people are going to say, well, wait a sec. Jay, you're forgetting Brock had a second loss against the Eagles. That's not technically a loss. Remember, he got injured with the shoulder in the first quarter. That doesn't count as a loss on your ledger. The one loss is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he didn't lose that. He drove them down the field in overtime for points. I mean, at some point, we got to start giving Brock Purdy his flowers. I know everybody loves Dak Prescott, and Dak is a top 5, top 10 quarterback.
I think
Dak Prescott 2 playoff wins.
No one is making that argument in favor of Dak Prescott. Only, Dallas Cowboys supporters. I would select Brock Purdy over Dak Prescott, without a single doubt, every single time. The entire narrative surrounding Dak Prescott, if anyone is genuinely choosing Dak Prescott over Brock Purdy, it's purely prejudice, along with media favoritism towards the Cowboys, which is strange because it's not as though the 49ers fan following is insufficient. They are definitely not lacking. Listen, this matchup has the capacity to write an enormous, monumental, colossal story for Brock Purdy, for the 49ers organization, collectively, but for Brock Purdy in particular. What is so intriguing is the possibility that Sam Darnold could leave that opportunity ajar for him. I am not forecasting it. I am not stating he will, but I discussed this previously. Sam Darnold still has something to prove. He still needs to validate himself. And if he does leave that door open, then you have Brock Purdy in a less than ideal scenario, facing a formidable defense, and the question becomes, what is he capable of accomplishing? What can he possibly do? A 49ers supporter made this point, saying everyone always claims Brock Purdy is only effective with the Avengers around him, but they fail to recognize that Brock Purdy himself is the Avenger. Well, this is the game where he gets to demonstrate it. This is the game where he gets to confirm and solidify that notion. And it is simply an electrifying possibility. It is a thrilling possibility and a thrilling chance. And in many respects, it feels somewhat like a win-win scenario. Because if he does not succeed, people will still remark, hey, it was a fantastic season. Your defense was ravaged by injuries. No Kittle. And so on. So, justifications for a defeat are already embedded in the situation. And when you find yourself as a competitor entering that kind of environment, you perform with even greater freedom. You play even more relaxed. You get to perform even more uninhibited. They always say the most perilous opponent is the one with nothing to lose. In many ways, that is precisely what this is. And that is how Brock Purdy can approach this game. This team is convinced they can win. This is not a squad that thinks, we stand no chance. This team genuinely believes. So, they are not even operating from a position of uncertainty. Often, there are teams that enter a contest with nothing to lose, but their attitude is, we probably aren't going to win this one, but whatever. Let's just go for it. Let's see what occurs. You never know. Every athlete has been part of a team or a game where they felt, oh, we have no shot, and then, all right, we're hanging in there. Let's go. Let's give it our all. This team, therefore, embodies a bit of both mindsets, but it is also constructed upon a bedrock of genuine confidence. Conversely, the Seattle Seahawks are now emerging from a zone of uncertainty. This coaching staff, this group of players, they lack prior shared postseason experience. The most crucial individuals for the 49ers, Shanahan, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, have that experience. Boom. Right there. They have been through it. They have literally reached the Super Bowl together. That carries immense weight in games of this magnitude. They know precisely how to prepare. The Seahawks do not, coming off a first-round playoff bye. They do not know how. They have never done it before. They have never participated in that specific experience. So, they are essentially in the process of figuring it out. Mike Macdonald undoubtedly had to deeply contemplate, how exactly do I want to prepare? How exactly do I want to conduct practices during this bye week? What is the optimal approach here? Consider it. What do I need to do? Sam Darnold is pondering, what do I need to do here? What is crucial here? The entire defensive unit is thinking, what is required of us here? These are elements they must resolve. The 49ers are the superior team, and I believe the overwhelming majority of their fans would acknowledge that fact, which is precisely why a victory in this contest would be absolutely monumental. If you win here, now you have advanced to the NFC Championship game, and you have just defeated the top-ranked team in the NFL. The logic follows. Why then would you be incapable of defeating the Bears or the Rams? And if you overcome the Bears and the Rams, why could you not conquer any of the remaining 4 teams on the other side? Why would we establish a limit at that point? Consequently, the sole manner in which the 49ers receive the minimum credit for a win here is if Sam Darnold completely falters, transforming into a full-blown pumpkin. And I would have to appear and concede I was mistaken about Sam. If he demonstrates visible discomfort in pivotal moments, and the 49ers compel 4 turnovers, a scenario reminiscent of the game against the Rams, where I believe a man was exasperated, thinking, you're holding the ball, you have to release it, what are you doing? And if we are watching this game and exclaiming, what was that interception, Sam? What are you doing right now? Barring such a scenario where we can legitimately attribute it to a poor performance by Sam Darnold. If the 49ers defeat the Seahawks under any other circumstances, it generates tremendous momentum, immense momentum. So, Seahawks versus 49ers. I mean, observe the line, they are favored by 7 points. That is a considerable spread for a playoff game, and not during wildcard weekend. This is the divisional round. That has to be the largest point spread, I presume, for this weekend. They are not placing their faith in the 49ers. They do not believe in the 49ers. Therefore, when you achieve something that nobody believes you can, it becomes a profoundly significant affair. But those are simply my perspectives. I would be delighted to hear yours. What are all of your thoughts regarding the San Francisco 49ers? Do you believe they can defeat Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks? Share your opinions in the comments section below. I read every single comment. So, whether you concur with me or challenge me, either way, let's engage in some dialogue. Let's have some spirited debates. But ultimately, let's simply enjoy ourselves. Please consider subscribing. We are cultivating an incredible community here, and I would absolutely adore having you as part of it. I aim to build something to which we all genuinely feel connected, something we are truly excited to belong to. I believe we are well on our path to achieving that. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it significantly assists with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.